description of it?
We on?
Engagement.
Okay. All right, it's August 4th, 2026 at 5:30, so we're going to call to order the Fun Township meeting. Okay, so we need to do roll call. We have Dawn here. I'm Jeannie Barnett. Tara's absent tonight. And then we have Lydia Wells. And we have 4 guests here tonight. If Lydia wants to give you their names.
Well, we've got Jody Albee, Taylor Chrisman, Amanda Ott, and Brad Ott. And Jeff Bellamy may be coming up later. He's on the way from some other place.
Okay, we're all stand to do the Pledge of Allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, do we have any announcements or public comments? Seeing none?
None.
Okay, we go to the consent agenda. We need approval of the meeting minutes for meeting held June 9th, 2026, the detailed assistance reports for May and June 2026, and the banking for May and June.
I make a motion to approve the meeting minutes and the banking and the detailed assistance.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we're gonna go to the old business. First up is the Johnson County Housing Coalition update. I think Amanda, are you doing that?
Yeah, I can do
Yeah,
that.
this is Ross Stackhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's back to school. So just to sort of get everybody on the same page, my name is Amanda Ott. I'm the Director of Residential Programming at the Johnson County Housing Coalition. Ross is, for lack of a better actual official term, our Executive Director of our parent nonprofit Spaces for All. So I was just sort of told that I was giving you an update on the subleasing program. So I'm going to pass these around. Thank you. I probably don't have enough. I have one more. Any takers? We can make more. So to start off with, just to give everybody sort of a quick rundown, Lydia came to us and said, hey, I have this program in mind. Can we do it? And I said, well, let's see if we can. And we put it into place in April with the help of our partnership with the Fun Township trustee. We had our first client in April, and we have brought on 2 clients since then as of July 31st. And I got 3 calls today about the program unrelated to our current 3 clients that we have. So this program is only piloted, or it has only been piloted in the Fun Township trustee. We felt like that was a great way to start and just sort of get our feet wet. The idea of a subleasing program is that the coalition signs a lease for those that can't afford that monthly rent, but they may not be able to get that lease for past poor financial decisions, different things like that. So we have, with Lydia's help, been working with the row. Those are where our first 3 clients will be. And what you've got here is from our accountant. It is all of our activity, our activity as of the 30th of June. So those 2 new clients won't be on here. But basically, what you'll see is, technically, as of June the 30th, we have spent $2,431.75. But that is because we paid, the coalition went ahead and paid July's rent, and our clients hadn't paid us yet. So technically, what has been spent is around $1,100 for our client. This client, did you look up how long you've been working with this client?
5 years.
Past 5 years. She's done, her and her household have done a great job. working to pay on time. They pay a rent of $12.49 for a 2-bedroom each month, and then they have a utility charge from us because the road charges us trash, pest, and sewer, and that is $82. That was a rough estimate that the row gave me over sort of what their utilities would be over the year. So you'll see that they have an overpayment there a little bit. But we've gotten real close to it being the sweet spot, so we think that's gonna average out just about right, right around $82 for that utility charge. And it has been years since I've rented, so I forget about all the little nickel and dime charges, and so you'll see some of that is administrative fees, and some of it is utility that they're paying that $82 every month. So, questions, concerns? We're having really great success. All 3 of our clients are coming from a place where they were either doubled up with family that maybe didn't necessarily want to be doubled up, but were out of the goodness of their heart, including them in their household. We also, our last client was paying triple, almost triple what she'll be paying at the Row in an extended stay hotel. So that will drastically change her household income, and will free up some space for her to sort of work on that financial stability. So
how do you apply to be part of the program?
sure, the only way that they're allowed to be part of the program is they come to the trustee office.
Right.
Lydia has, I think, 10 documents. I just looked at them this afternoon. That they go through with all of their income and everything like that. So we have 2 types of clients. One, they can pay, they just can't get the lease. Like, they can pay everything, they just can't
I
get the
know
lease.
someone who's
Yeah,
a family member who's
yeah.
living with a person living with a family member, and that's the thing, he
Yeah.
can't because of, I guess, history of.
The only thing that we're finding is criminal history is a no-go.
It's
Yeah.
difficult, there's
Yeah.
I think
some,
his is credit,
yeah,
but he has a job.
Yeah.
And he can pay.
yeah. So if you live in the Fun Township trustee, you're eligible. The second client would be those, they have to be able to make that monthly payment
Right.
of utilities and rent,
Mhm.
but maybe they can't pay that damage deposit and some of those upfront fees.
Okay.
And so that's what some of this is going towards.
Okay.
The coalition decided legally it was best that we pay the damage deposit, we hold on to it. Say you become an eligible client and we do the program too much, you're like, no, I'm out, I'm not. Well, the coalition still has that lease.
Okay.
So we felt like it was a lot less messy if that coalition paid that damage deposit.
Okay.
Um,
Perfect.
yeah, and so now at the 12 months or 18 months, whenever we decide to go to our property manager, we use Turbo Tenant, so they're able to bring that record and say, this is what I've done. Then once that lease would be signed over, then of course they would have to have that damage deposit. So there's also lots of talk with the client about saving for that damage deposit, because down the road they're gonna have to have it.
Okay.
So you're saying they stay in there for like a year, going through you,
Yep,
and then you try to get them where they
The
sign the lease or so?
yes, and then our hands would be off. If 12 months they're like, no, well, we'll try 18.
That's gonna be my next question, how long can they stay
We're
in there
hoping
if they
24 would be our total, that we could, if we show that for the past 2 years, this is what they've been doing. The row has been great to work with. We've even had a few maintenance issues. We've worked through those very quickly. They've been very attentive. April in the leasing office said, do you have 100 more clients like this? And I'm like, well, no. So anyway, we appreciate your partnership. We think it's going really well. We feel like $1,100 invested in a client and getting them in a stable space where they're not coming back to the trustee, or they're not coming back for utility assistant or things like that, is, using that money responsibly. I'm actually writing a grant now in hopes that, we can sort of begin to build up for us to then open this up to the county. Of course, your funds will only be used for our Fun Township, residents, but the hope is that we can, add some money and have then a different silo for a countywide situation. So a lot of our nonprofit, we would only take nonprofits from referrals. We're not gonna take them from the public. We wanna make sure that they're the right fit because we're using your money and we're signing along the dotted line on the coalition's name each time we sign a lease, so.
And even after the 24 months, if the row won't accept them keep them as a tenant, we can also advocate to other landlords and show them they've been renting off of us and explain the program, and maybe we can find another landlord that would take them.
Yeah.
So how many places do you guys have right now? How many people can you help at one time?
Well, so we don't access any lease until we know the client is eligible. So we only have 3 leases right now. And we did have one client that had to wait, this last client had to wait about a month, where we would have liked to have turned it around in a couple weeks. The reality is it just depends on what's available. We don't hold leases for people.
Okay.
And we also kind of, our last client, I said, well, here is my relationship with the row. Why don't you make some calls and see so that they're, invested in what's happening and the idea is that they're self-sufficient at the end of this process.
Yeah.
Trying to be the end goal.
Yeah,
That's right.
the row's the only apartment complex. I went to Franklin Lakes, but I went there and they said, yeah, we want to be on board. And then I go back and there was 3 different property managers since the last one I talked to. And they're like, we don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And the one I don't know if she's still there or not, but she could not get it approved through corporate. But the row's all about it. They're on board.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Sounds like it's working pretty good.
So we appreciate your partnership, continue your partnership, just holler whenever you want me to come back and chat or,
Okay. That or if you could just maybe send something, just email something, like maybe, what do we say, like every,
this
Quarter?
page.
yeah.
Doing a quarterly
Maybe every
report?
quarter, and that way you don't have to come down here and come to the meeting, you can just email it and we can look at it at the meeting, since you've kind of explained it, we know
Sure.
what.
Yeah.
So,
And I mean, side note, another program that Lydia has kind of pushed for, which we're hoping to sort of push out, that we'll be sending your all's way. It's not just a partnership, a small repairs program. So I talked this week with a program called NeighborLink, and it basically connects people with small repair needs to neighbors that can fix a leaky faucet or put a safety railing up in a bathroom for somebody. We'll start with seniors and those that are experiencing disabilities. So we'll be sending that link. It'll just be a link out to the trustee's office for them to use when they get calls for small repairs that they can't really, do anything about. So that'll be sort of our next program we're hoping to partner with the trustee office. So.
well, thank you for coming.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
Okay,
Thank you.
You're welcome.
next up is Smiley Mill Cemetery.
Okay.
That's you, Brad.
Okay, is this me?
Yep.
It's you.
Brad Ott, Main Street Consulting Company, right? Intergalactic corporate headquarters are right here on Main Street, white picket fence.
We know where you are.
Working on these old cemeteries with this team is one of the most important things I'll do in my career. I'm so proud to be part of this. Reaching back to find out the history of these things and bringing that to today and setting it up to future folks to be able to follow in our footsteps is just something I've been really proud to be part of and grateful to be able to be part of. Smiling Mill, and having said that, I run the risk of really falling into the weeds and telling you way more information than you want, because I just am so passionate about this. But, so don't be afraid to interrupt me and say, Brad, stop, you're into the weeds too much, let's just move forward, but anyway.
I
So-
did send you a text that I have a 7 o'clock meeting, so.
Yeah, that's why I started with that. So, y'all know where Smiley Mill Cemetery is, out at the end of Greensburg Road, where 700 East does that little S curve. Before we can open cemetery plots for future folks, we gotta know where are the existing graves and where are the boundaries of the cemetery? What are our limitations? And those two simple questions are taking a long time to solve. You all already know that in about December of 2024, the Hughes family hired a ground penetrating radar company to identify the existing grave sites out here. And they put orange paint stripes on the grave sites. And I ran out there before the big snows came and I located with GPS 175 paint stripes. And I came out with an average azimuth, and this is where I'm getting into the weeds already. Anyway, it's all east and west. The grave sites had sunrise, sunset, foot and headstone. I'm learning things I never knew before. So we know where the grave sites are within the grass area, that area. I'll come back to that in a minute. So I'm gonna zoom in a little bit, maybe.
Is the window reflecting off that where you can't see? Can you see it?
Mhm.
Okay.
Is it looking like that to you? Maybe it's your angle.
Probably.
So the cemetery is gonna fight me. The cemetery is in the quadrant of 4 sections. Section 27, Section 28, Section 33, and Section 34. You can see that with the red lines that kind of come together at the corner out there, and there's a cool section corner monument the county surveyor's office has perpetuated right there. It's really close to a Revolutionary War veteran headstone, which is really cool considering our county is only as old as about 1820. So 4 sections, 3 different property owners we're dealing with. On the south 2 sections is Bill Kirkland, and he lives just right there at the intersection of Greensburg Road and 700 East, and about half of the year, and the other half's out in Arizona. Up here on the northwest quadrant, there's a small part of this. I wish I could zoom in. Let's see if I can do it a different way. Up here in section 28, the northwest, there's just kind of a 1/10 of an acre sliver. You can see that's on the Danny and Judy Gill property. And then the rest in the northeast quadrant in section 27 is Johnson. So when I do a survey, and I go to the courthouse and I get current deeds of the property owners, and that's usually not a big deal. This property owner Jones and this property owner Smith, and this is where their lines come. Well, trying to find the current or even ancient or any deed reference to the cemetery is very difficult. And so we hired CFS Title, they're over behind Dairy Queen on 31, to help do this ancient deed research on this cemetery, to help me identify where are these boundaries. And Adeline Bowman is an amazing rock star over there. She has gone places I never would have thought of. She went to the museum, and there's a deed book at the museum. I never even would have thought they had such a thing. And she talked to a guy that did a story, an article on the old schoolhouse out here, and he talked firsthand to folks that actually went to this schoolhouse, and they remember going to the outhouse between the grave sites and things. So all this is making my survey report when
Is
I'm
it just this, or is it this?
it's all 3. It's actually, I'll talk about all four
Okay.
quadrants. It's a good question. So, Addie's making my surveyor report look really good when I'm done with the survey. But this is a pro forma version of the survey that we got to this stage. That's the report that Addie's making me look good. So with her help, we did the best we could to try to identify who owns what and where exactly. And during that conversation and that process, it became clear that we wanted to do some additional ground penetrating radar outside of where you would think we would want to, specifically in the southwest quadrant, that cultivated field where there's no grass, and also on the other side of 700 East. On the survey drawing, you can see how the road cuts through the middle, but there's a square. It's a square. Well, it was always a square back in it. I wonder if I can pull it up quickly. There was a county surveyor 100 years ago who had his personal plat book that my wife had managed to get from an auction once. I keep it out of my dad's basement, but this thing clearly shows that it was squared off at one point. And so that and other things, and deed references, but made me want to pursue some ground penetrating radar up on the other side of the road and down here out in this field because of that old image. It was all squared off in all four quadrants there. So we did that. We scanned down here in this field, and we scanned on the other side of the road and found zero evidence. Thank God. That really made conversations a lot easier with them. So that's been helpful. So we don't really need to ask Bill Kirkland for more land over here in this southwest quadrant.
Are the little yellow ticks, or those?
Those are the orange paint stripes.
And how many are?
175.
And how those are empty?
No,
So those are actual people.
Yeah, and a lot of them are
With
short.
no headstone?
Well, a lot have them,
Okay.
and some don't.
Okay.
And some are very short, which means they were infants, and
Right.
and it was
Yeah.
kind of a shocking
Right.
thing to see.
Yeah.
So if you've been out there, you might remember there's a little bench that you can sit on. That's the bench right there at an angle that's technically off of the property. So, and I did put together an ask of Bill Kirkland for a small 900 square feet down in that quadrant to try to include the bench and those little trees.
Easement,
Well,
or just?
what our first request was, let's see, was to get clear deeds from these three property owners. Jeff Bellamy, your attorney, and I've been putting these exhibits together, and he's putting together the legal side of the paperwork. But our first choice is to ask Kirkland to deed to us this, and also to deed to us. I can pull it up. And also to deed to us that, if that makes sense. So
That whole Bay Area?
yeah, that big. So that is what you see on Beacon. That square is that green square down. That's almost an acre.
Okay.
And so I put those exhibits together for all of the various owners and all of the various things that were, And Kirkland was very generous and let us do the ground penetrating radar on his bean field before they planted again. And I was able to tell him we found 0. But while he was waiting for us to do that, he and his wife, and we met out there, and he and I talked the 3 of us talked for 2 hours, and it was a lovely conversation, but they're not interested in cooperating anymore. So that was a surprise. And so we're no longer gonna be able to acquire that little 900 square feet with the bench and those trees and cutting the corner off. That's just not gonna happen. He said on site, he says, that's fine if you want to use it like you always have and whatever. So Jeff is gonna put together has started putting together paperwork for something that's called a quiet title action on this square. It'll go before a judge and he'll show the judge all the work we've done and explain what the conversations we've had, and the judge will hopefully grant us clear title to that square. So that's that one. That's the Kirkland of the 3 owners. So then Gill up here. So Gill and Johnson. Well, let me back up 2 steps. Back down to Kirkland. Kirkland, actually, his property, the GIS here is not correct. His deed does not make any claim to that green square. His deed stops at the bottom edge of that green square, which is helpful to us. So it's not that big of a deal that he's not wanting to sign a deed over to us. We will tell him, once you guys bless the process, if you bless the process to continue forward, the next step will be that I'll give Kirkland one more courtesy email to say, hey, this is what we're doing. Since you're not cooperating with the deeds, we're gonna go to the judge and do it this other way.
So is that kinda like a, intimate,
Eminent domain.
Yeah, when they're doing construction and somebody won't sell their property,
Yes and no.
you can go in there and through the court and take it.
I think for this example, it's not nearly as strong and nasty as eminent domain. In this example, no one has a clear title. We know with our good deed research we've done, with that Adeline Bowman has done, made me look good. There's no current clear living anybody that has any claim to that green square. The trustee's office takes care of it. Nobody else is taking care of it. So it's not quite as nasty as eminent domain is a situation where, hey, I own this property. You got a road project that could clip the corner of my property. I don't want the road project to happen. Well, the government's still going to take that corner eventually. So that's the difference, if that helps. So that's Kirkland down here. Gill and Johnson, their deeds, Steve Williams and his son Eric about 15 years ago did some surveying for all that property up there and helped clean up the legal descriptions up there. So the Gill 84 acres over here, it goes all the way down to that section corner in the cemetery and actually includes that Revolutionary War grave and a few of the gravestones. You can kind of see that when I zoom in here. So kind of where that red line's running, between the blue line and the red line, roughly, that's Gill's 0.134 acres. So we are specifically asking Danny and Judy Gill to sign over the deed so that 0.134 acres comes away from their ownership and into the trustee's ownership. And that's pretty cut and dry. And they're friendly so far. I was surprised at the Kirkland thing, but the Kirkland thing was different from Gill and Kirkland, or Gill and Johnson, because Kirkland actually doesn't have a claim. So that's Gill, pretty straightforward. Johnson also,
Where's Johnson?
the triangle. The big green triangle. See that?
Mm-hmm.
From the road to the section lines, can you?
This one.
It's right there.
Where most of the grave.
Yeah, that's Johnson.
So, he
And
just bought this graveyard part of his property,
Yep.
poor thing.
that's right, so his farm there is, about to become a 150-year-old homestead. Gosh darn it. And in order to maintain the 150-year homestead with the state, let's click parcel, let's see if I can click it. Try to click his parcel. No.
Click on the number. There you go.
There we go. There we go. That's a good picture. So that's Johnson's 20.3 acres that he owns, based on the Steve Williams survey from 15 years ago. He thought, until I came on the scene, he thought his property stopped at the road, where it angles down there, and didn't jump across the road and include the cemetery. But it does. Just like Gill's 84 acres goes all the way down to past the Revolutionary grave, the Johnson 20.3 acres includes that big green triangle of the cemetery. So it becomes a little more convoluted to get Johnson's deed to us. What our ask from him to deed to us that triangle is 0.58 acres. That's almost 6/10 of an acre, and he can only give up 3/10 of an acre to keep his homestead. So that kicks him under 20 acres. So to solve that problem, it just so happens that his farmer, see, Johnson lives in, I think, Arizona 100% all the time. Those buildings are just an old barn. There's no more house or anything out there. Gill is Johnson's farmer, thank God, and they get along well. Well, Gill owns over here, but Gill also owns up the next property up north of Johnson, and you can see where that makes a jog, and there's kind of some woods up in there toward the creek. So we've asked Gill to give to Johnson, let's see if I can pull that up easily, that 0. Which one is it? Nope, wrong one.
So you want him to do that so he makes his,
Keeps his,
keeps his
Yeah.
150,
yep, that's right, you're with me still. So, we have to do some juggling to make that happen. Maybe that's down here. So, Johnson to Gill to Johnson. Yeah, that slip, there you go, right? So Gill has currently 24 acres up there. So it becomes 23.5 now. And there's to follow the county's subdivision ordinance rules and not get crosswise with the county, Gill to Johnson, 0.58, Gill back to Gill, 23.5. Bear with me. Johnson to cemetery, 0.58. Johnson back to Johnson, 20. He had 20.3 that looked like this. Now he's got 20.3 that looks different. Now, Johnson asked us, how much money should I pay Gill to make that happen for me, Johnson? I don't know. And so those two talked, and Gill said, well, how about instead of money, we get 8 family gravesite plots in the cemetery and to make all this happen. So that's a conversation for you folks to consider as well. I could go on and on. I think I've reached a point where I can just pause and take questions.
so what do we need to do?
Yeah.
Do we need to do something now, or are you already doing what you need to do?
I think the attorney, Jeff Bellamy, has drafted the quiet title document, for the green square down on Kirkland. And I think before Lydia would sign that document and send it to the judge, she wants to have an approval from her board for that. I think there's an ask there. I also think that, and the attorney can explain this better than I can, I believe Lydia has expressed concerns about exchanging cemetery grave sites for Gil to do all these juggling for us. And I believe the attorney is not concerned about that, and I can't speak for him as well as he could speak for himself, but I don't think he's done it yet, but with your approval, he'll move forward on putting together an agreement document between Gil and the township that explains all that and gets everybody on the same page. I think those are the two main asks, is that right?
And then the other problem with Kirkland was just the little 900 square feet that you think
Which is this,
we
right?
can just get it
So
deeded.
the graveyard it's this whole area and then that itty bitty thing, right?
Yeah, yes. Yes, Jeannie?
So you don't think there'll be a problem with us, since you said he didn't really have a deed to that?
To the square. You followed it. Good job. This confusing stuff. Yeah, that's correct.
I didn't want to sign the petition to file with the court to quiet the title without you guys knowing what was going on.
Right.
So did you have an issue with giving him the 8?
I think
Thanks.
I think it's a little excessive, but I also don't know what 945 square feet of farmland it goes for. I mean, if we're selling the plots for $1,000 a piece, is 945 square feet of farmland worth $8,000?
Well, may I?
Well,
May I?
That's my own thought.
It's not 940, that's a different parcel. It's almost 0.58 acres that we're talking about. And square footage to square
That's right.
footage, it's a far different number than 8 burial plots.
so I wonder how you came up with 8. Do you have
I think
8 family members or-
I think I told him that the Hughes family are getting 6 as part of their work that they've done for the trustee.
Well, maybe we should, but you hate to ruffle his feathers though, once you got him.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Once you got him kind of gonna work with you, you hate to ruffle him.
This is a delicate house of cards that I've built so far, and as a land surveyor, I'm way outside of my comfort zone of negotiating with property owners and just asking for anything from property owners. I think it's been good that y'all have sent me and not the attorney to because he's great, but hi, I'm an attorney, I'm here to help.
Has a different approach.
Yeah, so my personal and also professional opinion is that 8 cemetery plots is a very good deal to help make this deal.
Well, that's what I'm kind of
If
thinking,
if it's a half acre, it's a little over half acre, right?
Yeah, so an 8, I want to tell you apples.
$200,000 for 2 acres out by me, so I mean.
But that's buildable land. This
44.
is cemetery land, farmland.
So that's 352 square
Right
feet
now,
of burial
farmland.
plots
Someday.
compared to 20,000 square feet of half an acre.
well, I think,
It's $800.
$1,000.
That's
No, I'm
the
saying
better
over
way to
here
look at it,
yeah.
Over at
dollar wise.
the cemetery, right off 31. I know when Shelby and Jake got theirs by Jason, they were $800.
Well, I guess the way I kind of look at it is if that guy, if his family's been out there all this time, he probably wants to be buried there, so if it's gonna make him happy and if he's gonna work with us, I just say we probably should just do it, not try to Jew him down on a plot.
Including what we have, people that are already there. How many more can we add? I mean,
Didn't we,
I know,
didn't we
so
say it was
it's a-
like over
500.
500?
It's a big number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It surprised me.
So I mean,
So
when you
eight-
think of eight
yeah.
out of what
That's
we
another good
have, I
question.
mean,
You got 3 more cemeteries to look at.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the one out by me, cause somebody asked about it, and I'm like, I don't know.
So I don't
Oh,
know.
It's tiny though.
So do you
Simpson.
already,
Oh yeah, Simpson's
do
tiny.
you already have paperwork drawn up
You know where Simpson's at,
that we
right?
would sign tonight to get
Right
it
around
going,
the
or
corner,
do you have to
also
draw
150
it?
north.
No, Jeff already put in the quiet title. Do you guys, I sent that to you guys. Did you guys
Is
see
that
it?
in this thing?
Yep, all the quick claim deeds and the petition to quiet the title and everything's in the packet.
So we would just be signing that at the end of the meeting?
No, you're just gonna give me the okay to
I'll
either
give you
sign
the
it or
okay.
not.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, Jeff signs most of these. I just have to affirm under the penalties of perjury that it's all true.
I'm good with the
Well,
8.
well, Brad, I'd have to say that was pretty interesting.
Thank you. I did it, it's 10 after 6, you got a 7 o'clock meeting.
Nah, you did.
We,
Come on,
we,
come on now.
we just started the process at Youngs Creek Cemetery. I'm
Okay.
just starting to try to nail down the boundaries first, and then,
Okay.
Yeah, Youngs Creek,
so thank you, truly.
Well, thank
I mean,
you.
to be a part of this is a professional honor. I mean, there are a few things that in my entire it's been a long career already, but, this is one I'm super proud to be associated with.
so you guys need to talk or vote on whether or not we move forward with me signing that petition to quiet title.
I make a motion that we sign the, whatever you said.
I second it, whatever she said. Yes, we agree.
So on Smiley Mills, we had a burial, a guy presented with nothing, his wife had passed away.
The Youngs Creek, you mean?
Yes, what'd I say?
You said Smiley, I think.
Smiley.
So, okay, Youngs Creek. We got her buried, thankfully, but yeah, that
Did
one,
Seth Brown do it?
yeah, Seth did it. The guy said, these are my 4 plots. You remember that orange map that if you touch it, it's gonna fall apart that was given to us? On that orange map, there are 4 things that had the guy's last name. That's all the proof we had. Jeff had a waiver sign, or have them sign a waiver that they go out there and bury somebody or start digging and somebody's in there, not the liability of the township. So they got her buried, but where he's saying his 4 plots were, he wanted her in 3 and him in 4. Well, when they dug 3, there's already a vault in 2. We don't know who's there. There's no tombstone, no nothing. So Youngs Creek is worse than we thought.
Yeah, well, yeah, fun.
And when they were out there doing the headstones, they found, I think, 8 or 10 tombstones underneath a tree that are now just standing upright in the
But
back.
that's not a very big cemetery, right? Or
It's
is it
big.
Is it big up?
It's not huge, but yeah, there's the decrepitated
Oh,
map.
that's it, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, we went ahead with it because we had to.
So are you doing that one too for us?
You guys signed a contract with him a couple months
That's what
ago.
I thought, so.
Yeah, I'm just getting started and it's gonna be interesting. The deed part of it, it's like Kirkland, where I can't remember the farm family name, Sutton or something like that, Dunn maybe. They have a lot of farming around it, and they live in Florida and some other place. But their deed specifically excludes so many rods over and so many rods up. So it's just a matter of me doing my normal surveying interpretation. Does east mean east, or does it mean all those things? So.
And then on Simpson, I got a call from a guy whose family owned that years ago, and he wants the authority to say who gets buried there and who doesn't, because it was his family graveyard. And I told him that you all would be back in touch with him after we started
That's out by me.
Simpson,
It
yeah.
was little.
I told him
And
we're
I
working
wasn't
our
listening.
gamut,
Now
so.
I'm listening to you try to ask me if I know. I think I
You
can.
know where
picture
Chris's
that.
mom and dad lived?
So what's the other one we have?
The one there on 144 and,
Yeah, what's it called? I don't even.
I don't know, Fine Line, I call it the one by Fine Line.
Line.
And then there's one out on, what road does Alicia live on? 525? There's another one out in Union. Needham.
Oh, it's,
McGill Patterson. Is
That
is
one
it by 144?
Uh-uh.
No, that's-
involves Bill Kirkland again.
Yes, yes.
Oh, God.
Well, let's
He's-
don't talk about that. Let's don't talk about that
Well,
one
I
yet.
mean, if we wanna we're playing nice as we can at this point.
Cause we got another one to go through with him.
Well, so far, I believe our attorney has, we can play less nice if we want later.
All right.
Yeah, cause I believe that one out there too has a lot. I've been out to that one and there was so much open ground on the cemeteries, even the one there at 44 and 144, I think if it's scanned, it probably, if you look on Beacon, it's bigger than what it looks, but have you seen with all the headstones up now? It looks so good. I drove by there yesterday. But, it's bigger than what it looks, and there's probably more out there too.
What's the name of that one?
I don't know.
Can't remember.
No.
I think I have it at home, but I don't remember it
So
now.
we take care of 6?
5, sorry.
5.
We took down another one. So we had 4, now we have 5.
Yeah, but Young's Creek has to take precedent, because I have this, elderly lady that calls about once a month, seeing what's going on. She's afraid she's gonna pass away, and it's not gonna be straightened out.
I'm glad y'all solved the last fire without my involvement.
Yeah, even though I text you like 15
Cause
times.
yeah,
We got it resolved.
I'm slow.
Well, Brad, we appreciate your work.
Thank you, Brad.
Thanks,
It was
Jeannie. You
interesting.
give me goosebumps. That feels thank yous go a long way
And I'm
for
sure
me.
we'll
Yeah, we
see
did.
you,
Thank you.
we'll
Jeannie
see you
did.
again, so.
Yeah.
Yep.
What?
You guys voted on moving forward with this,
I
right?
made a
Yes.
motion,
You-
she said,
Yeah.
You moved forward on the
Guess we
quiet
didn't
title,
vote.
but
All in favor?
Yeah, all in favor in that we did?
also the Gill agreement, both items?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So you should be
We're good.
good to go.
Yep.
Thank you for coming in.
Thank you. I'll close this down.
Okay, we'll move on to the interlocal agreement between the city of Franklin and the,
For the Knox box.
yeah, the fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we had already decided on this, hadn't we?
Yeah, we
So-
just got the agreement in.
So is there, we don't need to make a motion or nothing since we've already,
I would, just because we got it in front of us.
I'll make a motion to approve the interlocal agreement with City of Franklin.
for the knock boxes?
Yep.
And we're doing how many? I forget.
There was 12 on there, I'm not 100% sure.
I thought there was 12.
20.
20?
Yeah, that's what it says. On your quote,
20 it is,
so it's 20.
for $5,124.
Yeah.
Thanks,
I-
brother.
I second the motion to approve. All those in favor? Aye. Okay,
This was the second request that came in from the Salvation Army prior to the last, but we didn't have a July meeting, so do you guys wanna have, it came in before you guys had, we had sent in the denial to the first one.
Yeah. I
well,
still didn't.
this one is bigger than the other one was that we denied, so I
Okay.
say we're denying this one.
I agree.
And this is what we're talking about, the Salvation Army is wanting us to give them money to basically do the same thing we do. But they were charging us money for administrative costs. And it was like $7,000 last time, this time it's $9,000. And we just felt like that's not our job here. Our job is we get money to give aid to citizens. We don't get money to donate to the non-for-profits to do the same thing we're doing. So, and like I told her last time, I said that, plus, you know, there are people that, like the CEO or whatever, that I'm sure he makes a big money, salary, so. we
And I put on there, on the denial, I put on there that they should reach out to organizations
Yeah,
like
we-
the Elks and
And I
stuff
knew
like
it, cause
that.
I told her, I said, you know, check with the Elks.
Thanks, sir.
Is that yours?
Elks and the
No,
others like
no.
Moose and
Thanks.
Legion,
Thanks,
they're the
Brad.
ones that help the non-for-profits, you know, that's not our, I don't think that's the business we're in, so that's taken care of, correct? Or do we have to vote on it?
Mm-mm.
I don't think so.
Okay, do we have any other business? Here, none, no, what are you doing, you're thinking?
I don't think that October date's right that I have on the bottom. I know the September 1st date is right, but I think the October may be a week after that.
First Tuesday?
Yeah, no, I think it's the 20th, October
Why
20th.
did we move it back because of,
I won't be here.
oh,
Unless you guys wanna do it without me, I'm good.
No.
Okay.
no, does somebody have it down?
No, I had it at the bottom of the agenda, but I think I looked at the
We'll
calendar
change that to
after I.
20th.
Yeah, so the next meeting will be September 1st, which is the first budget meeting. Then October 20th will be the final budget meeting.
Okay. All right, board members, I think we've had enough comments. Do you have any more?
Well, I might have something else
Okay,
to
go
say.
girl.
I'm just totally teasing.
All right.
And then November is the 10th,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
So we have the next meeting, September 1st. October 20th, and November 10th.
December 1st.
Okay, oh, and December 1st, I didn't see that down there.
Which ones will be budgets? Are we
The
pretty much
next two,
the next two?
September and October.
yes.
Okay. Need a motion for adjournment unless we have something else to do.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, anybody against it? Nope. Aye. See you next
I got
September
papers.
1st.
I got papers.
Yeah.
See you in September, my